Drop it.
Welcome, anyone and everyone. Today, we're going to be presenting the LuchiCast. The two hosts here, Lucian and
Federico.
Today's subject is how would you solve stuff about the world. So would you like presenting our list?
Yeah, absolutely. So, personally, I have a lot of options, but my two go-tos would probably be climate change and inflation. What about you, Lucian?
I'd go for a little more like general. So like problems that we have in the world right now, which would be world hunger, which is very prominent in a lot of countries, and also provide employment to people that are unemployed, like help them find jobs and stuff. I'm gonna start off, okay, by saying stuff about world hunger. First off, I think one way we can solve world hunger would be to improve / enhancing agriculture practice. So let's say farmers, we could help them. The government can help them invest in farming equipment, for cattle and for their fields, for a lot of stuff really. Also, reducing food waste, so reducing the waste that we produce, would be also a good alternative to solve world hunger, because there's a lot of people that waste food. There's a few stats out there that can back up my claims. Also, investing in new technology to provide food to the world would be something that would be very interesting. I want to go back on improving and enhancing agriculture practices. There's a little point in that I want to add, and that is to provide sustainable farming techniques. You can increase in improving the agriculture practice, I'd say, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it needs some more improvement.
But you can't just improve it because there'd be waste. There's waste as farmers do it, so we'd have to implement new ways to do agriculture without wasting. Federico, do you want to talk about climate change? Because I feel like you've been holding it in for a long time now.
Yeah, I'd love to. Okay, so the first thing I change about climate change, probably renewable energy. It's the most obvious, because there's a lot of people that don't have solar panels and windmills implemented in an area near them. Like us here in Quebec, we have hydroelectricity, which is amazing, and we don't have to pollute the air that much. So yeah, that's a very good way to change climate change. And I'd also like to minimize waste, like garbage and all that, because every time I go somewhere, there's no garbage anywhere, and that leads to a lot of people throwing stuff away. But me, I can resist, and I can hold the garbage on me and find a trash can and then throw it away instead of throwing on the ground. So that's another thing we should also change. Also, we need sustainable transportation, because let's say I want to go to my friend's house. He lives a kilometer away. I'm not gonna go on my car because it's gonna pollute the air a lot, and honestly, it takes too long to start. I'd rather just go on my bike and get a little bit of exercise in, and it doesn't pollute anything. And also, I like to support sustainable activities, let's say all these people that are protesting against polluting the air and everything. What's it called? The orange people.
Yeah, I think it's Stop Oil or something.
Yeah, Stop Oil, like that. Those people, I see them all the time.
Yeah, but those people, they kind of do it wrong, I feel like they promote it wrong. They stand in front of the cars. They could just peacefully protest.
I mean, they still get that message away.
Yeah, they do.
All right.
I mean, it does get across the media.
Okay, well, that's about it for my climate change. So would you like to talk about the other subject, which is, if I remember, provide employment?
So providing people that are unemployed a job, which is employment. One thing I would incorporate would be investing in education from the government. One thing that would benefit people would motivate people to go to school, because they wouldn't have to pay for their education, like college or degrees and stuff. Because there's people that did finish high school, there's people that have degrees, but maybe they need to go to university, and that's maybe something that they cannot afford. So having support from the government, there's a few programs that do help them, but they're not enough. There's still people all around the world, because this is world problems. And I feel like a lot of governments should support people that are unemployed and should encourage employment. Also, one thing we could encourage is entrepreneurship. Isn't that right, Federico?
Yeah.
Because having your own business means you don't have to have a degree to start it. I mean, you have to have some sort of knowledge, but you're not getting employed. You're self-employing. One thing with self-employment would also be helping them start their business. So let's say I started a business and Federico's the government. I would want some money from him because maybe I don't have the monetary, resources to do that. Maybe I have the idea, maybe I have everything planned out, but I just don't have the money to start it. So having the government supporting us with how would we say money with monetary compensation? No, monetary compensation. There we go. Monetary compensation can help people start their business. Also, supporting small businesses. So, you started your business, but now something went wrong. Maybe the location you chose to start your business might not be the best. You have to pay a lot of rent. So the government can still maybe support you. Something have like a finance program, donation programs, maybe even have companies or insurances that ensure that your business comes off on the right leg and it doesn't fall or it doesn't, shut down because you don't have enough money. So now, the last problem that I think is also interesting that Federico is going to present now would be inflation. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So my first thing for inflation would probably be increased taxes, because honestly, like, if you increase taxes, it can, well, first of all, raising taxes can reduce disposable income and consumption, helping to control inflation, which basically like prevents inflation. Literally, it's like one of the most common ways to prevent inflation. And also, I'd probably like do some regulation and price control from the government. Even though I think it might be a controversial take, I think that's the most reasonable because the government has no competition and can easily solve inflation.
That's pretty interesting, actually. But I have a few questions for you. So you did mention disposable income. Some people watching may not know what it is. Can you just describe it briefly for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So disposable income is basically just cash, like physical cash. It doesn't bring the government any income because it doesn't accumulate, unlike digital money. And that's just about it.
Oh, interesting. It's like a synonym for cash, right? Synonym.
Yeah.
Interesting. And also, what would like be another point you would add to inflation? Like, what would be something you would want to say? Because I have one. Would you like to know it?
Yeah.
So another thing would be just regulating prices, not from the government. The government could create a law. So instead of having government intervention in the economy, we can just impose a law to the companies to reduce the prices or reduce the taxes on the products, or the government can reduce taxes actually. Increased taxes is also a solution, but reducing taxation can also decrease inflation because people would accumulate more money because they're not paying taxes, not paying as much taxes. So they would have more money to force stuff, and inflation wouldn't be a problem anymore. Yeah, really interesting conversation. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye.